Simmons opening up, not from the textbook, but the textbook is being rewritten decade after decade as the game continues to evolve.
That's a tremendous blow. Tremendous. That raises his 50. He has played very well since being reintroduced into this team on the evidence of his form in the regional competition and also for the West Indies A team against Sri Lanka A. Just the kind of momentum the West Indies want. 13 in the over already.
Typical Lendl Simmons, making room, manufacturing the shot, getting it off the middle of the bat still.
Neatly played. They'll come for a second. So good over for the West Indies. 15 coming off it. 140 for 3. 13 overs remain. Such as that. Because all the fielders who are inside the ring are right back on the edge of the ring. So just a little dab will get you a single easily.
And these days you see so many scoreless deliveries. There is this almost over-reliance on boundaries, on big hitting towards the end. When 4 singles and over, 5 singles and over, or even 6 singles and over do the same thing.
Only 1 run off the over following one yielded 15. 141 for 3. Now he's gone. So Samuel's tortured innings ended with a top edge thin through to the keeper. Mohammad Afran gets the wicket, and they're trying to give him a high five. The Neela Lana.
Extra bounce, extra bit of pace, and a straightforward edge into the gloves. Everyone knew it was really a case of Samuel just turning and walking away. A really painstaking effort. 46 of 106 balls, and the West Indies 1 for 4.
Appealing, but he does feel that every ball that comes into his gloves is a potential wicket.
Clearly he lives by the dictum, if you don't ask, you don't get.
Slip now placed in for the new batsman. Mohamed Irfan just running the ball across.
So the West Indies are still in it. And the question is, can they find the acceleration over the final 10 overs that Pakistan were able to pull off? They really capitalize on some poor bowling by the captain, especially. The last 3 overs going for some 40 runs.
So Bravo off the mark. So the batting power play is over, and so is the over. Power play for the West Indies. 38 from those 5 overs, and one of them, of course, from Mohamed Irfan, cost him 15. Lost the wicket of Marlon Samuels, who just couldn't get going today. Another one of the 3 left-arm quick bowlers coming on. Junaid Khan in the triangular series preceding this one. Remarkable shot that. Couple of big sixes. He's back, Simmons.
Very strong tendency towards the legs. The Pakistanis will be looking at that very, very carefully with Junaid back.
For over the last 11.
You almost get the sense that the West Indies are so attuned to T20 type cricket that they're not overawed by the prospect of maybe going at as much as 10 runs per over the last 10.
On the bounce, just a single. Peeled off the top edge, top end. Just a single. Doesn't matter. Thick inside edge. Goes for 4 past the leg stump, past the keeper, over the ropes.
Doesn't matter how they come, once they come for the West Indies. Making room again at the inside edge. Wouldn't have hit leg stump anyway. The third 50 was actually a bit slower than the second.
Heading outside the leg stump. Junaid saw that, sent it wide outside the off stump. But not a wide by any means.
Well, stand your ground has a different terminology in another part of the world. Certainly, Lendl Simmons probably needs to hold his position for a while.
That's better. Low full toss, beautifully played between extra cover and mid-off, and gets a 4. He did stand his ground.
Some things never change. Staying still, keeping your eyes on the ball, waiting until the very last moment to play the shot. Of course, the demands of the modern game require a lot more improvisation. But still, some things over the decades hold true.
A lot of talk going on between the captain and his bowler throughout the over. Now, what do we do? They push the short third man back to the orthodox third man early in the over for Simmons. Now they've brought him back in. He is quite fine. So both the fine leg and the third man in the semicircle. Wide ball. So a bit of pressure now on Junaid Khan.
Well, Junaid stood up and was shaking his head and looking a bit surprised on the evidence of that square on view. I don't know why.
So 12 off the over.
71 required from 47. 6 wickets left. It could be a very interesting finish.
Good change of pace, a brave delivery, I would have to say it, because mid-off, mid-on, up in the ring, and had it gone slightly wrong for him, would have been more runs than a dot that he got. Now, what are the options here for Misbah? Wahab is into his 9th. Junaid Khan has bowled 8. The last few overs certainly will be shared between Ajmal. Irfan will bowl 1. So 4. Plus possibly Hafiz. I'm not too sure about Afridi. Afridi has looked just a little bit listless in the field. I don't know why. Used briefly for just 4 overs. For 23 runs. It'll be risky introducing leg spin at this stage of the game also.
Tell you what is very, very interesting as a battle. Wahab Riaz generally goes across the right-hander. He has mid-off, not long off. His angle usually takes it in that direction where you probably say to yourself, I'll try to punch it over mid-off with that angle. So he set down a challenge here to the batsman. Let's see who